always liked the idea of giant robots and mechas existing and doing cool things in real life, despite being established that they're extremely impractical for actual military combat. But it still doesn't stop me from wishing that the Japanese makes an army of man Metal Gear Rays. Mechas in games are always good. Mechas in Power Rangers were great too. If you came up to me 15 years ago and say dinosaur-themed mechas aren't the shit, I'd probably smack you, and then smack you some more, before putting you in a timeout corner for lying. But what about mecha in anime? Unfortunately to say, my first mecha genre anime was Gundam Seed. Now to be fair, I enjoyed the action of Gundam Seed, but while I was trying to absorb the meaningful messages of political unfairness and straight-out space racism, it's all overshadowed by the terrible drama and characters, as well as the reused battle shot scenes that were implemented more times than the triangle button in Kingdom Hearts 2. I won't deny that I was at the edge of my seat trying to calm my inner 8-year-old when I first saw the Freedom launch though. After watching some other Gundams, namely Wing and 00 and the recent Iron-Blooded Orphans, I now see that yes, mecha animes can be great, packed with action as well as meaningful drama and motives rather than just, no, she's my girlfriend, fuck off. Although it seems Sunrise can't help but make most of the Gundam protagonists a little bit too close to yaoi at times. My point is, Gundam is great, making mecha in anime great as well. Not too surprising considering that Gurren Lagann and Gundam 00 remains two of my favorite animes of all time. After indulging myself in the mecha fan craze, I noticed a slightly strange term being used throughout the internet's called mecha musume, basically moe versions of certain mobile suits or mechas to justify that you're allowed to claim these already fictional robots as waifus. Heck, even Pacific Rim has them. Not too sure I was really into the idea of turning cool robots into girls considering that I look at mechas for their cool factor, not to wonder whether or not I can make it into sex bot. We already have softer pillows for that. Hold on, how about if we have actual girls in robot-like suits? That sounds okay. They also have a girl that speaks in a bad French accent. Okay, I gotta watch this. So Infinite Stratos is the love child of a harem and mecha anime. A guy gets transferred into an all-girls school, because why not? There he meets his token childhood friend love interest, meets another childhood friend, and thus doesn't stop him from saying the words childhood friends. In a far drinking game even, meets more girls that eventually leads into a full, deep, meaningful plot about friendship, and being totally clueless when a girl is asking for your D. I thought the culture diversity was kinda nice. The main character, Ichika, is Japanese, as well as his first love interest, and the rest of the school, actually. But the other main characters, or waifu material characters, are from different countries and attending their school, because they gotta sell the story somehow, you know, besides the cool robo-suits. The unique thing about this experience for me was the fact that I watched both the original Japanese dub, as well as the English dub. I was told that the different girls from each country had their native accents, and was curious at how well they did it. The British girl was fine, the German girl was overdoing it, but still good in a goofy way, and the French girl, let's just say it's acceptable in a weird way. But how about the Chinese girl? No accent? The Japanese girl? None for her too? That's racist. Although if they gave the Japanese girl an accent, that would pretty much mean every other character in the damn school would also need an accent, and I think that might have caused a bit of cultural controversies. Still doesn't explain the lack of a Chinese accent though. Are older Asians supposed to be this fluent in the English? All in all, the dub was fine considering that I haven't watched a dubbed anime in quite some time, and the only thing that came close to me seeing a dub scene was that infamous black guy that speaks perfect English, but is still a terrible voice acting scene on YouTube. Now, what about the giant robot suits? Well, they're not mobile suits like Gundams, but more like advanced armor that requires you to over-sexualize yourself with skin-tight suits and guide midriffs to wear what could be described as probably the most impractical weapons out there. The amount of time these mecha suits, or as they're called, Infinite Stratos, run out of energy is enough to make you think that these are arcade machines running on portable batteries. Also, why not have some sort of defensive cockpit on these things? That's the only reason Camson from Metal Gear Rising got his ass handed to him by a chainsaw-wielding dog robot. I'm not really sure where they're going with the serious side of the story itself. Sure, there are mysteries that we anime watchers will never figure out because there probably won't be another season of this, and so we have to read the damn light novel. I'm not too fond of reading novels, so I guess I might as well read the plot on the wiki or something. What's that? There's a season 2? Oh, you mean that pile of garbodor that's so bad that I'm not even gonna talk about it. Not much to talk about in the harem side either. Still pretty much a stalemate at this point, although, like any good harem plot, the main character is leaning towards one girl, this being the Japanese childhood friend. What's the point in having a multicultural, diverse cast if you're only gonna pair the two Nippon Jins together? Also, I can't help but feel there's an incest feel going on with Ichika and his older sister, so yay for more shitting on cultural diversity. That said, the cultural aspects of these foreign characters are not too well fleshed out either. Yes, you have a Chinese girl, and that is only mainly shown by the fact that she cooks sweet and sour pork. The British girl acts all posh and high and mighty, like she lives in the colonial times, although there's a lack of tea drinking with her. The French girl dresses up like a French poodle. Moving on. The German girl has nanomachines and is a super soldier because... Captain America? I won't deny that the executions and interactions in the more chill scenes are actually quite entertaining and funny, but in the end you'd still rather watch something else that focuses more on the comedy, because the serious side of the plot isn't going anywhere fast, and felt more like filler at this point. And as for the romance side, well, I've already stated my complaints about the main character leading endlessly towards the main girl, like when your parents push you constantly towards a girl when you are still 3 years old to get you to marry her because she's rich or something. Sure, the other main girls get their moments as well, but it's still clear who's likely going to get the D in the end. That or that plotline doesn't go anywhere. I never did like this aspect of disregarding the audience's preferences and just pushing the protagonist towards one particular girl because of the plot. Probably another reason why I had some problems with Planet, especially the game where the whole point of it is you could choose which girl you'd actually like to go out with, rather than ultimately throw you towards the true ending, where they force you towards one path and one girl, like how you are forced towards a certain religion without any say from birth. Luckily, that's reversible at least. This is starting to remind me of Beyond 2's Soul's choice management system, and if I shit on that game for its lack of influence and choice, then I shouldn't forgive Planet or Infinite Stratos in this regard either. And don't think you're safe too, Nisekoi. I swear to God, Raku, if you pick Chitoge, it is kind of refreshing to see the girls actively hostile to each other over each D, though. Other harms would have the girls be BFFs and give us the whole, oh, if he's happy with you, then it makes me happy too bullshit. Oh yeah, and Infinite Stratos just straight out has nude scenes, which are pretty subtly done without much fan service. Props!